here. All right. So, Ginger, we're connected by WeChat. So if you have any difficulties with this or follow through on it, because make it a game. Make it a game of like how to put stuff and have stuff always prepared. I always have beans already cooked in my refrigerator. I have black rice already cooked in my refrigerator. You know, I have all these things very available. And I use I don't know, do you have a pressure cooker or an instant pot?
I have Instant Pot.
Okay.
Uh,
But
just for
does
myself.
it have a pressure option so that you can cook food very fast?
No, it do not have pressure. I
You're
always
probably talking
boil
about you're
food
probably talking
inside.
about a crock pot instead of an instant pot. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, you can still cook, but if you cook beans just regularly, it might take you 2 hours and you have to watch the water and all sorts of stuff. But with the pressure cooker, I just put them in the pressure cooker with enough water, turn it on 30 minutes and come back later. It's all done. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And the same with
I
black
would put them into
rice.
water the night before.
Yeah. Okay. And with black rice, it just takes 20 minutes, you know,
Oh.
and it's cooked
But
very,
yellow rice, it takes 10 minutes if
yeah.
you boil it in water.
It depends on the, well, are we talking about whole grain rice? So yeah, just make, you know, any rice you eat, make sure it's whole grain, like none of the fiber, everything, you know, either black rice or other type of whole grain rice, because that white rice, they throw away the fiber, they throw away the micronutrients. It's just mostly calories. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
totally agree.
okay.
Mhm.
All right. All right. So stay in touch so I can support you in this project. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Thank you. So thank you, Ginger. Who would like to be next? Just for the new persons who came in, Dorothy and maybe Katrina, Rocky. I want to my friend here in Vietnam. Her name is Ai. You can see her sitting beside me. She says I said you can join us on Zoom. She's hey, I'll just come to your place. Wow, what an idea! So welcome to Ai. Just so you know why she's there with me. Uh, so. Maria or Katrina or Rocky or Dorothy, do you have a problem you'd like to share with me?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to share one problem.
Oh,
Okay. In fact, I have been bothered for the problem for nearly 1 month. Before that month, I was informed that I'm going to uh, give give lessons for a very, very big audience next semester, and altogether more than 450 students. So that means 10 periods of lessons per week. And that course I'm not so familiar with, so I worked hard during the winter holiday to prepare for that. Though I tried I worked hard to prepare for that. I still have some anxiety and some worries and fears about the new semester. Though I have tried the methods you taught me to release release the anxiety and release the pressure. So I still want to tell you about the uneasy in my heart, you know. So
yeah.
and I have worries about myself whether I can manage the class a lot, what kind of methods I can use to cheer the students up. And now it's the age of the AI. So, but it seemed I'm not so familiar with the AI. Or maybe the students are better, and maybe and also about the supervisors, they might just they might just supervise me and to criticize me, a lot of mental anxiety, and sometimes me just of my own thinking. That is
I need one question. So, how many students will be in each class? About
um, around the most three will be around 100, and another two will be nearly 80.
Okay.
So altogether with
a fair number of
100.
students. Okay. And what age are these students? What age?
The same age, about 19, 20, 19 to 21.
Okay. So these are university students.
Yes.
Okay. And what are you teaching them?
Pedagogy, the principle of pedagogy.
You're teaching them
Yeah.
about teaching, right?
Yeah, that's it's a course that is a little bit abstract, or you could call Tao. That is about the theory. What's the constellation of education, the development process of education, and what's the purpose, the policy, and about.
Okay.
So maybe that the students, I need to know a lot of theories, doctrines. I remember just talk blah 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 blah, as the one principle, another principle, another, and two. There are two classes. Their major is music. The students majors in music. Their thinking pattern is different. About this my course is about the words theory, but their language is do re mi fa sol la si do. They're always practicing. So how can I manage
Maria,
to sit in the class?
this is so exciting, right? This is so
Yeah, I try to think so.
Okay. So yeah, I know you're focused on the worry and are you going to be good enough and all that, but this is so exciting. Yes, and maybe there's some fear, and it's good. It's good that you have fear. If you can, as if you do the Maya, I am so scared. You can get the energy flowing. Okay, you can get the energy flowing. Okay. And but I'm gonna also teach you a few other things you can do. Okay, I'm sure you've done some preparation, but you can never guarantee. There's always things you won't know. Okay, there's things that students won't know. They will know that you don't. Okay, you can say, "Oh my God, thank you for letting me know that." You can be good. You can actually make the student feel good that they know something you don't, right? It doesn't mean that they're going to think less of you, right? They say, "Oh wow, but that's something I didn't know. Thank you for telling me that." If it tells you something like that, and so, but something that I've done, first of all, after you prepare, then forget all your preparation. Okay. I mean, just focus on being present with the students, just being with them, and paying attention to how they are, So you can, you can respond. You can even, you can be flexible. You can play. You can be playful with them. If you're really focused on, I got to do it right. I got to do it right. Then you can't. First of all, you can't. It's hard for you to enjoy, and the students are probably not going to enjoy it either. But if you can just be present with them, be aware, see how to, and sure you sort of know how, you know enough to know how it's going to go. You have an outline in your mind, right? But uh, as much as you can, allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to forget things. You will, okay? So it's okay, all right? And you can actually end up doing a very good job, even if you do all that, okay? Especially if you're enjoying it and you're being present with students. Now, there's some technique that I've used when I'm speaking to, like, especially a bigger group, that it helps to reduce the fear, okay? So one technique is imagine that all those students in the room, you said they're 19 to 20, right? Imagine they're about 3 years old. They're just little naked children. Like, yeah, I know they're in this adult body, but just imagine they're like just 3-year-old children. Now, would you be nervous to speak to 80 children in the classroom, right? I mean, you just relax, right? Oh, children, right? Because children are not going to they're just going to have fun with you, right? The other thing is, hey, that's a lot of people before you, like 80 or 100 people, right? And many public speakers or speakers, they just they look like they're just speaking to a TV, or they're not speaking to human beings, So what you can do is, I like to walk around when I'm speaking, okay? I don't know whether you do or not, but move. It gives me some energy, okay? I'm sure I'm at the front of the room, but move around. And then I choose one person in the audience, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 rows back. Choose one of the students that looks like they're looking at you, and you look at them like you're speaking directly to that one person. Like you just eye-to-eye contact with that one student, like you're speaking directly to them. All right. Then after about 20 seconds, 25 seconds, you choose another student, and and then speak directly to them. So you're always speaking directly just to one person. Okay. And hey, you're not having any trouble speaking to me right now, this one person, right? Yeah. So most of us are not so nervous when we're speaking to one person. We can relax. We can do a pretty good job, right? So if you just look at one person and like you're speaking to them, the audience will feel like you're really speaking to everybody. They'll feel like you're really with them, okay? But because you are really with that one person there, and you're speaking to them, and then especially when you switch around to a new student and then another student about every 20, 25 seconds, and just person time they're shifting there, and it makes you feel at ease, okay? And it makes the audience feel like you're just not like a robot, just okay. You just memorize this stuff, and you're speaking to them, and they're supposed to look interested but they're really bored, but you're really engaged with them. You really want to talk with them. You're even inviting them to even give you feedback, Um, do, do you understand that what I'm suggesting? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think it's a kind of technology I might use during the class, that just focus one person
Yeah,
at one time, while every 10 or 20 seconds.
yeah.
That's a technique to use, that to release the anxiety, while to keep the audience feel that everybody is
It has
engaged in the class.
two good benefits. Yes, it reduces your, and it can help you. It can help you even remember things and not forget things too, because you're just talking with one person. You're the way our mind works. Oh, it's not such a big deal if I make a mistake talking to one person, right, or whatever. And so you're more relaxed. You're likely to speak better. And then also is the second thing. Yeah, the audience, everybody, even not just the person you're speaking directly to, but everybody will feel, oh my God, this teacher is really with us. She's really interested in us.
Mm.
You know, she's not just doing the standard stuff that most teachers do, get up and lecture to the students, like you're talking with them, you're not lecturing to them. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. And another challenge for this course is that maybe one chapter, the same chapter, I will talk 5 times in 1 week.
Okay.
So and each period different majors, from music to literature, to art, and to physics and biology.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I have worries that whether I can be qualified for that. The students are different.
Okay. So, yeah, you might. I don't know. But also, you probably know which group of students are there. I mean, if you ask yourself at the beginning, and you can even tell the students, hey, students, I just got through talking with this major, and now you're this major. Oh my God, I got to switch. I got to remember your music. You're not them, right? Hey,
Oh,
seems like I'm off. You correct me, okay? Say, hey, teacher, we are music students, okay? Yeah, man, you can have,
okay, that's a good scale.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can have fun with it, and it'll make the students feel you really care about them too, Yeah. And you tell them your situation. They don't know. They just come in there. They don't know you. And but if you say, "Oh, yeah, I just got through with another class yesterday, and their major was this. And I know your major is not that, but so I might make some uh, mistakes the way I speak today. So can you help me out, please?" You know, they will probably.
Oh, I yeah, to build some to establish some connection
Yeah,
between with the students. And our relationship is cooperative. We
yeah,
help we help each other in this in the during this process of teaching in the classroom. And yeah, okay, that's maybe sometimes it needs more beyond beyond the content you teach. It's that how you teach.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how they teach, and how warmly you are be with,
Right.
how warm you are
You're,
be with.
you're demonstrating teaching as well as teaching. Yes, you're right. Yeah. You're demonstrating. See, you are a teacher, right? So you're demonstrating
Uh-huh.
teaching as you're teaching. Okay? You are being a model, a teacher. Yeah. But don't take that.
Oh.
Okay, if you take that too seriously, that you can't have fun with it. Not a good problem with a teacher.
Yeah.
So serious all the time, right?
Mm. You know,
Yeah, and you might, I don't know what you could do here, Maria, but if I were doing something like this, I might say to the students at the beginning, hey, hey guys, yes, we have some things that I'm supposed to share with you and some knowledge that I hope it'll be interesting and stuff like that, and you can learn something. But the first thing, I'm going to have some fun here today, being with you guys. And if you can have the fun, I don't know if it's possible, but you can have fun, hey, being with me in this classroom. Okay, let's sure we're gonna have some intention to learn, but let's have fun with it too. Okay, you know. So you can invite that spirit of fun and interesting. And people generally learn better when something is interesting or fun, right? Than when they're trying to push themselves. And, gotta learn this. Well, I'm not gonna make a good grade, and I'm not gonna look good, right?
I have been a serious lady for a long, long time.
I know you got seriousness handled, lady. You know, if we want to teach a course on seriousness, you can be the number one instructor, you know?
Yeah, so I so thank you so much. After I talked this with you, it make me feel much better. And no matter what happened, now there's no way back, no way to escape.
Oh my
Just
God,
to
oh my God, God, no way. Yeah,
march on.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Maria.
thank you, dear Dwight.
Yeah. My friend I decided she's going to go now, so I'm very happy that she joined us. Yeah, please take your umbrella and close the door. Okay. So, Dorothy, Rocky, Katrina, who's going to give me a problem? Rocky?
Hi, Dwight.
Hmm.
I have a problem. I have bought a house, but I don't like it very much, and now I'm very regret.
Okay. Okay. So let me see if I understand. You bought a house, but now you don't like it. I mean, I guess when you bought it, you thought you would like it, right? But now you maybe find more things or whatever, and you don't like it. So maybe you criticize yourself for you think you made a mistake and you criticize yourself. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. All right. And are you now living in this house or what's the circumstance?
live in the old house, and that house is empty.
So the house is empty now?
Yeah.
So do you have plans to move in, or you don't like it so much that you're not going to move in? Did you buy the house to live there? Tell me a little bit more detail.
Maybe after 2 months we will move in that house.
Okay, so after 2 months, then the intention is to move in the house. So is so in the house you have now, are you renting now, or are you going to, or do you own the house that you're in now, or is this the first house that you own?
Mm,
You understand? So right now, are you renting before you move? Are you renting now, or do you own the
no,
house?
I have many house.
You have bought many house. Okay, all right.
Uh,
Okay. So this is just one of many houses that you bought. Okay, and this that you plan to move into this house, right? Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But so the house you live in now do you like it? do you like it better than the one you're going to move to, or why are you moving?
I uh, I live in the house now is so small, and the new house is bigger.
Okay, so even you don't like the new house so much, it still has some advantage compared to the current house. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay, so otherwise, maybe you just stay in the house you're in, right?
yeah.
Okay, so now let me see if I just want to make sure I understand the situation. So when you bought the house, the way your thinking was, or what you knew, maybe you got new information later, you thought it would be a much better house. But then you your thinking changed, or you got some new information, and now the way you think is not as good as you thought, uh, even though maybe it's better than the one where you're living now. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, uh, do you think there's anybody in the world that never makes a mistake?
Never makes a mistake.
Is there anybody that always, they always right, they never make a mistake, they never, they never get things wrong. Is there anybody ever in the history of the world like that?
Nobody.
Nobody. So, and the reason for that, Rocky, is risk and like is the nature of life. I mean, if we're going to do anything, there's always a risk. We think it's going to be a certain way. Maybe we have some information. We think. I mean, I don't know the details of your situation, but at the time that you decided to buy the house, and you did, at that time you thought it was better, right?
Yes.
Okay. But then did you get some new information? What happened that you now don't think it's so better? What happened?
I think the new house is not convenience for buy some stuff.
So it's not convenient for some things that you would like it to be convenient for. So is this just something new that you discovered that you didn't think of or know before?
Mm,
So
so
your thinking has changed. So there's something to cause your thinking to change, right? So um, and that happens all the time. We get new information. We make a choice. We know there's some risk, right? But then we get more information, and then maybe we find out things we didn't know before, or we realize we didn't think a certain way that could be helpful. So that can always happen, right?
mm,
And even the
yes.
smartest people in the world, that happens to the smartest people in the world, especially presidents of countries. Look how many mistakes the presidents of countries make, or even the presidents of very rich corporations. You know how many mistakes Elon Musk has made? Do you know how many mistakes Jeff what's that? What's that? There's some very rich people in China, right? Well, every one of them. If you read about their life, you'll see all sorts of mistakes they made, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So, but you shouldn't make any mistakes, right?
Mm.
So, somehow, is it okay for them to make mistakes? Or you going or maybe we should blame them for making mistakes. You think so? You're blaming yourself for this mistake, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, should we blame everybody for their mistakes all the time? Oh, you made a mistake, you made a mistake, you made a mistake. I mean, do you do that with your son? Do you blame him for all his mistakes?
Yes.
You do. Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's another issue, okay. All right. All right. So you blame yourself, you blame your son. How about your wife? Do you blame her? I'm sure she makes mistakes
Yeah.
too, right? Okay. Oh, you're so and what so what are you trying to every behavior, Rocky, has a benefit. So what benefit are you trying to get by blaming yourself, by blaming your son, by blaming your wife? What benefit are you trying to get? You know?
No benefit.
No, well, do you think you're going to make less mistakes? Do you think you're going to be you're going to be more excited about doing things? Is that I mean, do you think that? A lot of people think if they don't blame themselves, maybe they won't learn. Do you believe that you won't learn if you don't blame yourself? Do you believe your son won't learn if you don't blame him? Do you think your wife won't learn if you don't blame her? Do you believe that?
Mm. Mm.
I mean, many people do believe that. I mean, parents often, especially in China and other Asian countries, especially they think, oh, I need to not just suggest a correction or what, but to blame, like to 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 make them feel bad about themselves, or make yourself feel bad about yourself, you know.
Mm.
Or do you think, oh, I have to blame my self first before other people blame me? Or if I don't blame my wife, then other people will blame my wife. And because they expect me to blame my wife. They will blame me for not blaming my wife, or they will blame me for not blaming my son. Do you believe that?
Yeah, you're a good boy.
Mm.
You're a good boy.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
actually we're trying to
that's my boy.
Dorothy, could you cut off your audio? Uh, so actually what we're trying to do possibly is avoid what we think is other people will blame us. Oh, look, everybody, I'm already blaming myself for uh, buying a house. I really don't think it's so good. Please don't blame me. I blame myself first. That's a benefit, right?
Mm.
If other people know you're blaming yourself, they'll think you're a good guy, right?
Mm.
If you never blame yourself, oh my God, somebody who doesn't feel bad for when they make mistake, that must be a terrible person, right? Do you believe somebody who doesn't feel bad for making a mistake is a terrible person? Do you believe that, Rocky?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, the person who feels bad, they're a better person, right? So you're trying to prove that you're a good person by feeling bad. Isn't it?
Mm.
But it's to Try to avoid the fear that others are blaming. You may have heard this story before, Rocky. One time I was coaching a class of in the university. There was about 60 students in the room. And this was in Kunming. And I was leading my workshop, okay? And so we started talking about guilt. Because guilt is, you said you feel regret. Well, regret is the same as guilt, okay? You're blaming yourself, right? So this guy is 20. This guy was 20 years old, and he said, "I feel so guilty. I'm just wasting my parents' money." Maybe he doesn't think he's studying hard enough, right? So he feels guilty about not studying as hard enough and like wasting, because his parents probably worked really hard to put him in the university, right? And I don't know whether his parents are blaming him or not, okay? But I asked him to come to the front of the room and to say, Maya, I'm so scared. My parents are blaming me for wasting their money. Okay. And he did. And by the way, I asked him to measure the guilt first. So 1 to 10, he gave a 4. His guilt level was 4. What level is your guilt right now? Like you blaming yourself. But 1 to 10, what level is your guilt right now, Rocky? What level is your regret?
Maybe 5.
5. Okay, you got a 5. 5 regret there. That's a nice number, right? So he said his was 4. Okay. So he did a very good job. I asked him to scream out to the whole class, deep breath. I'm so scared, back. Loud, slow, and silly. Okay. Okay. So, like in your case would be, "Oh my God, I'm so scared. Other people are blaming me for making a mistake in buying a house." You do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. I blame
I'm
myself.
so scared.
I'm so scared.
Other people are blaming me, or could blame
Other
me
people are blaming me
for making a mistake in buying a house.
for making a mistake for buying a house.
Okay, those are the words, but like this, I'll do it for you. I'm so scared. People are blaming me for making a mistake in buying a house. Okay, breathe into it, Rocky. Okay. Anyway, this boy, he screamed out 4 times. Okay, 4 times very loud. He did a great job. Then I asked him, okay, I want you to take it, just relax, take a deep breath. I want you to notice the guilt again. So I asked him to notice it again. So please tell me the number. What's a new number? He looked around the class. He said, Mayo. He couldn't find it. Okay. So we're not going to, I don't know, we may not do that here right now, but this really works. I know it's very silly, okay, and it seems so simple, Rocky. So maybe you can find some time where you can be a little private and really do it, because it's our fear that other people are blaming us, and then we resist the fear. But if we accept, yes, somebody may blame us,
Yeah.
You want me to blame you? I could blame you. Maybe at least I could pretend to blame you. Do you want me to pretend to blame you? Would you like that? How could you make such a mistake, Rocky? You're a smart man. How could you do something like this? Huh? Would you like me to blame you like that?
No.
No? Okay. Well, all right. But some people could blame you, it's a habit of people to blame other people, just like you blame your son, right? You know,
Mm,
and you blame your wife. You probably blame some other people, right? Yeah,
mm,
yeah, you don't just blame yourself. You're an equal blamer. Okay. But it's
yeah.
but with blaming ourselves, it's our fear that other people are blaming us. If you embrace that fear and you pat yourself on the back for choosing courage, that you're willing to risk that other people might blame you. Maybe his parents were blaming him. I don't know. Willing to risk that.
Mm,
Then, yes, you still may feel fear, but you won't
mm,
feel guilt. You won't feel regret. Okay? Yeah, you
mm.
might, maybe there's something to learn here. Maybe it's something you can do to correct it. I don't know. Or make adjustments. Okay. You want me to tell you about a lot of mistakes I've made? Because I've made a lot of mistakes in my, or knowing what I know now, if I could go back, I would do it very differently. Okay. But that's not how life works. At the time you made the choice to buy the house, you were doing the best that you could. If you knew and felt what you knew and felt then, you would have to do it again. It would just be exactly the same. You know?
Mm,
Yeah. Yes. Now you learn something. Maybe there's something to learn for the future. Okay. That's what's called living and growing. That's what life is. Okay.
okay.
And being willing, if we weren't willing to take risks, I mean, I'm sure we want to do things to limit the risk as much as possible, but there's always going to be risks, okay? And and
Mm,
uh, you're always going to see things afterwards that, hey, okay, we wouldn't do it that again, knowing what I know now, okay? And but that's life. That's life. And you can honor yourself. You can honor yourself for being. See, some people are not even willing to take the risk that they might make the wrong choice with buying a house, so they never even buy a house, right? You said you had
mm.
several houses, so probably you're happy with some of them, right? That you bought them. Maybe I spoke too fast. I think you said you had several houses. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So maybe you're happy that you think you made a good decision buying some of them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had some success, right? But
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can't, every time you buy a house, it's a risk,
Mm,
right? Yeah. On those, it turned out the way that you prefer, right? On this one, it turned out the way you don't prefer. That's called the game of life, guy. Do you ever play any games like poker games or you have mahjong, or do you play any games like that ever?
yeah.
Or what type of games do you play?
Poker.
Poker. Okay. So in poker, I don't know if you play for money or just for fun, but you probably win sometime and you lose sometime, right?
Yeah.
Do you blame yourself when you lose?
Yes.
Oh my God, even in poker. Oh my God. Oh,
Mm,
poor. I can't even believe you continue to play these games because you punish yourself so much when you lose. Well, my mother, she played a different card game. She played a card game called Bridge. Okay. And my mother was a good bridge player. She could win a lot of times. Okay. But of course, she lost.
yeah.
But she loved the game of bridge. Okay. And so she didn't blame herself when she lost. Maybe she learned something. the next time. But if you're going to play these games, losing is part of it. You can't win without losing. Sometimes, right? If you're not willing to risk losing. Somehow I'm not seeing your face so much now. Can you adjust that? Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So, but the reason we blame ourselves is try to, like, if everybody in the world, let's imagine, like a imagination, okay, Rocky? Imagine everybody in the world knows about you and knows about you maybe making like a sort of a mistake in buying this house. And they know about you. And they say, oh my God, why is he blaming himself? No, we could not have done better than him, you know. Uh, we just think he's so amazing. He's willing to take a risk. Wow, such a great, courageous man. You know, everybody in the world, imagine, this is imagination. Everybody thought you were great. Nobody blamed you. Are you going to be the only one left blaming you? If you know everybody else is praising you, everybody else thinks you're great, everybody else thinks you're awesome, are you going to be the only one left blaming you?
No.
Yeah. So that can show you, that's a demonstration. The reason we blame ourselves is to try to prove to others, hey, look, guys, I'm really a good guy. I'm feeling bad about this. So that's why if you're willing to embrace the fear that people could blame you, people do blame you, okay? Sometimes. Okay. I don't think some of you may know Caitlin, my girlfriend that I had when I was in China, okay? And I still love her. We were together for 12 years. And sometimes I did something rocky where she got upset, something I did or didn't do, she got upset with me and she was angry at me and she was expressing her anger towards me, okay? And I was listening, I was trying to understand, maybe I could learn something, you know. I know she might leave me. I accept that risk, you know. But there was a few times she said, you're not feeling guilty. You should feel guilty. I'm blaming you. Why wasn't I feeling guilty? Well, I don't know what I did. I mean, I know I didn't have an intention to hurt her, you know. Uh, uh, and I was trying to learn, and I know I accept the risk that she may leave me. And I sure I prefer she not blame me. But so what? I don't feel guilty, okay? And what I can do is I can focus on maybe I can learn something. I can really listen to her. See, if I felt guilty, I would probably blame her back and defend myself. You know, probably your son or your wife or whoever else you blame, they try to defend themselves back when you blame them, right? Yeah. Very natural. So they can't learn, you can't learn. Both sides, you're not learning. You know, you're busy playing the blame game. The blame game. Everybody loses in that game. I don't know. Okay. Let me just still check my door. There may have been a little boy who came in my house. I'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody. Just 30 seconds. There's a neighborhood boy, I don't know, he's maybe 4 years old. When he finds my door is unlocked, he likes to just run in. I have a rebounder, one of those little trampolines. He likes to come in and jump on that and then run back out. So anyway, uh, so Rocky, see if you can have. You know the word compassion? Hello? I'm hearing a sound.
Oh,
Is that on your side, Dorothy?
uh,
Oh, is that you? Oh, somebody, is that your son?
my daughter. Hey,
Oh my God. Hello. How are you?
hello. 谁话？正好的。
What is her name?
Phoebe.
Baby. Okay. I think your son's name is Randy, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, Randy. Okay. Baby. Okay. I don't think I saw Baby before. Wow, she's so adorable. Okay.
Yeah.
So see if you can have some compassion. Do you know the word compassion, Rocky? Compassion. Have compassion for yourself. Okay. And have compassion for that little, see, there's that little boy inside of you. I'm sure, we're pretending to be adults, okay, doing these adult games, okay, but really inside of us, deep inside of us, is that little boy, okay. So see if you can have compassion for not only the boy inside of you, for your son, for your daughter, for your wife. They're all of those are doing the best they know how. Yes. And we make mistakes and we learn. That's how life moves. That's life. And as long as we decide to be alive, that's how it works. Okay. and we can actually learn and grow easier and better. We think that this blame helps us learn and grow. It doesn't. We can still learn. We can grow. We can learn much better if we don't blame ourselves or others. Okay. And still, it may be automatic. So do the I'm so scared. Really do that. Okay. Maybe the blame won't go down to zero, but it'll probably go down. Like, you can be honest with me right now. I want you to look at that. I want you to look at that regret number again and give look at it freshly. What number is it right now?
Now maybe 2.
Oh, 5-2. Interesting. Okay. See, yeah, good. And I think you're just as good a person, maybe even better person, right? You don't need the guilt to be a good person, okay? We don't need it,
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't prove anything. So glad to have this conversation with you, Rocky. And I'm you know what I'm remembering when you invited me to your wedding. Remember I was there. I think with Heidi.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
even invited me to speak. I don't think any of your guests maybe knew what I was saying, but yeah, I remember that. I feel very touched that I was at your wedding.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. All right. So, are we good till next time?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rocky.
Thank you.
So, Dorothy or Katrina, any other mysteries or issues I'm going to get to talk about today? Katrina.
Hi, Dwight. Hi, yes.
Mhm.
It's a very interesting topics. I like it today about this teaching and this. I wish that colleague teachers can be more having fun style.
Mhm.
So the kids can be more have fun at school. And also with this self blame issue, I think everybody in China, especially, I would think, have that feeling. Some people are more self-blaming because they have high expectations. When they don't get what they want, they may blame themselves. That's one type. Some people like me, maybe I scare other people blame me because I don't do well. I don't want to lose face. Then, um, what I want to say. Um, I think it's more about expectation. When you say how I'm scared that
So,
people blame me,
so Katrina, it's good that we can comment on this, but and we
yeah, it's
don't
more
have
of
a sense of
comment.
that, but do you
Okay.
have anything you want to?
No, I don't bring
Okay.
an issue since we have a separate issue,
Okay.
so I may
All right.
talk.
Good. Okay. So, yeah, I think you're the only one here who hasn't spoken. Dorothy, is there something you'd like to just share with us, or any problem you'd like to let me have a look at? Dorothy?
有一案的，所以这个拼写也是一个问题。
Or Dorothy, your audio is off. Um, your audio is still off, Dorothy. It'd be hard to find on the mobile phone how to turn the audio on. It's like it's still off. There you go. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, good. So,
Okay. Okay.
welcome.
Well, what I'm learning is I've gone through all these same thoughts that your others that have been there, Ginger and Rocky, similar similar ideas of blaming myself and so forth. But what I've been doing is on my own. I kind of have found out if I fail at something, uh, there usually is something better that can come out of it. That means that I've learned not to have that kind of failure. Uh, not always, but I find if I fail at something, something else has come out of it that is better than it would have been if I
Yeah,
hadn't failed.
you look back and says, "Oh my God, thank God I failed." Right?
Yes, exactly,
Like, yep,
exactly.
that can often happen, especially if you're looking for that. Like
Yeah,
when something looks like a failure and say, "Oh, I wonder how it could be a gift."
it is usually because then I didn't have to go through what I would have otherwise.
Yeah. So Rocky might even ask himself, "Oh, I wonder if buying this house, how even though it doesn't look like a gift, how it might be a gift."
Mhm.
That could be a helpful question for him to ask. Right.
The other thing is, well, he may be able to sell it for more than he paid for it.
Well, that's another possibility. I don't know the details. You're
Yeah,
right.
I know. If he really doesn't want it.
Mhm. Yeah. So, is there anything you like to talk about? Any problem you like to talk about today, Dorothy?
I wasn't thinking about that. Uh, hmm. Well, we are solving some of the problem that I had discussed with
Uh,
you.
yeah.
Uh, we're talking now. talking in a not a blaming way, not a something, just how to fix it.
Yeah.
And I've one way I figured is it takes me a long time to, because I'm older. I'm not as able to control uh, my bathroom needs just the way that. So I usually am in there a long time, and I found a way to, if they're in a hurry. There's only one bathroom at this point, and uh, to uh, David will, if he's in a hurry, and I would make myself available to leave as soon as possible, the bathroom. Uh, he would make 3 knocks on the door. Mary do 2 knocks on the door if she,
That's a good system. That's a great system. Okay.
and Karen 1 knock. That's when they
So you know who's out there. Okay.
yeah, yes, that's right. And you know how desperately they may be needing it.
Sure.
So you quickly get yourself, even if I have to get into the shower, but and close the curtain, but they're not.
So you have
It's,
you've created a partnership with an understanding how,
yes, yes,
you
yes, yes,
you're trying
yes,
to balance these different needs, and it's great. That's a
yes,
great
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
yeah. So
By the way, people who don't know, Dorothy is living with her son,
yes,
David, who
yeah,
he was a professor, he just retired, and
right,
also with his girlfriend, Mary, and her son, Kieran.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so they got a 4-person house there, right?
Yes, and also the adults that have helped me uh, get up when I've fallen,
Yes.
and it did not hurt myself. So fortunately, okay.
Hello, Randy. So I just want to say hello to Randy there.
Hi, Randy.
Yeah, I think that's Randy, probably. So,
Uh,
okay, so yeah, anything else you want to say or any problem you want to look at?
no, that's fine. That's fine.
All right.
Actually, as far as that goes, uh, uh, I was biocharing outdoors with David, making using a pet to get rid of things instead of filling up the uh, what do you call the garbage fields, you know, making ashes and using it for plants and so forth.
And
So,
I think what you noticed and pointed out here is, yes, the people been talking with so far have been Chinese, okay?
oh
But
yes, yes,
but you can see that the issues, I mean, the details are different, but the issues are the same around
yes,
the world,
yes,
right? So,
yes, exactly. Yeah,
uh, uh, every culture in the world, they learn about blaming themselves and blaming others.
exactly. Yes, yes.
That's a common issue. All right.
Yeah, we are all human beings actually,
Yeah. Okay.
and we have the same kind of thinking and so forth. Very
So,
good. Thank you.
uh,
Thank you very much.
and thank you for joining us today. We'll do.
Yeah,
I have these usually on the first Sunday here in Asia of the month. So there'll be
yeah,
a one next month. Okay. Hope to
yeah.
get somewhere.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Ginger, what sharing do you have for today or feedback? What did you learn?
What did you say again, please?
I'm talking with Ginger now.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Um, my feedback. Uh, uh, I I think. Um, I think. Yeah. um, Problems may appear every moment in our lives, but um, when we reach out for help and looking for ways to solve it, then we open the we're open to opportunities, to possibilities that to face it, and
And this is
then it be a problem. It's a gift that we receive in life, and it's a so sometimes problems are disguised, are gift in disguise, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think in some way they could all be that way.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I think so.
And what something you pointed, something you said, I'd like to emphasize, Ginger, is if we just keep a problem or idea in our head, it can go around and around and around, and it usually doesn't go very far, you know. But if we're willing to even if we don't know what's going to happen or the other person, if we just share it out, speak it out, you know, and look for different resources, it's amazing what can happen, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Because otherwise we just get, and we tend to think, oh, I'm the only one with this problem, or people are going to think I should, you know, we're concerned about other people's judgment, you know, and so that's one reason we might keep it inside to try to have people think we don't have problems, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, all right, thank you, Ginger. Maria, what's your feedback or learning or comments for today?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, dear Dwight, and thank everybody who shared your stories. And I think I've learned a lot. And you know, the enthusiasm of teaching that Dwight made gave the advice to me. And I think, you know, to be focused as a parent and have fun and be engaged with try be engaged with everybody. Use that a kind of technique, and also by Ginger's story and about his getting fat. And but I was mostly impressed by you by how Dwight help Rick to release his emotion about his regrets about the house design. And you know, you carefully helped him to find out what is underneath. And you know, and also I learned a lot how the self-blaming and blaming with others, you know, everybody blame themselves. Maybe inside they blame themselves, but sometimes outwardly they blame others. They blame others in fact they are blaming themselves in heart, but they use a way of blaming others. So I think that's a very profound insight of blaming.
One of the benefits, not always, but one of the benefits of blaming others is so you feel like you don't blame yourself. You see, Ginger was blaming her parents for bringing the bad food, right? So she could avoid blaming herself but that lives in the blame world. See, what if there's a world without blame? You can't. There's no blaming yourself, no blaming others. Okay, this is just the way it is, and see what you can discover and make different. Okay, but you're right that one of the functions of blaming others is to try to avoid blaming yourself, that assumes that somebody has to be blamed. All blaming is totally bullshit. You know, everybody does the best they can all the time, including you. You couldn't have been any different 3 minutes ago. Whatever you did 3 minutes, but that's what we indulge in. Yeah, and there's certain benefits for that. But but what's it like to live in a no blame world? Nobody's blamed, especially including yourself, you know. Uh, but but it's possible you don't. So you won't need blaming others to not. You know, Rocky. I don't know. He might look because he shared with us that he blames his son sometimes. Probably he's blaming his son, so maybe he does. He won't blame himself. Like he maybe thinks he should have somehow made it so his son would do such and such. You know, but if he can blame his son instead of himself, I don't know if it's true, but that could be true for a lot of parents. You know, uh, or they blame their children because they're concerned about other parents may blame them for not making sure their children do what the children should do and looking good, right? It's amazing. Well, once you accept the blame world, oh boy, it's a big bloodbath, you know, everywhere, everywhere. Okay, all right. Thank you, Maria.
And
Yes.
yeah, and one sentence to make up, and also about Dorothy. I want to make sure that I didn't miss her age. You said she is 94?
94. Yes.
Yeah.
94? Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So, you know, from Dorothy's speaking, I think she can express herself well and think in a very logical way, and just set a good example to it's not that so scary to live a long age. And so, and also I think Dorothy is open to share her problems and find a way to deal with to set it down. So I really admire you. And so that is all I learned today. Thank you, dear Dwight, and thank everybody.
Thank you very much. I used to be a teacher also. I taught 4 different languages.
Wow.
4 different languages.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had 5 degrees and 6 majors.
Yeah, she's got so many education. I couldn't believe it. I don't know that I don't know this, Dorothy, but I was a college dropout. I never got a single degree. Katrina, Katrina, are you there?
Hi, yes.
Any final feedback or sharing on your part?
Okay. Yes, I like the topic about this failure and self-blaming, and I think it's about everybody has their experience.
Yeah.
So thanks for the sharing, and Dwight has his recommendations, which are refreshed some toolkits that you can use to dealing with this failure. And Darth gives her experiences with failures, which is very exciting. I think it's a good news when something bad happened, then we can sometimes feel good about the failure. As for me, I would think manage your expectations. Like when you buy a house, you don't 100% believe that it's the perfect decision.
Yeah.
You may leave some buffer and believe that you may get wrong. So you have some expectations there. We don't do everything that 100% correct. So
Right.
that makes you feel relaxed when you find it's not what you want. And also, I've learned another toolkit would be when you feel down with you feel just have a big failure or something, you just sit down and write down all the achievements you've made. So you just look at all the in a big picture what you've achieved, and then that makes you feel good about yourself. I mean, to give you some strength that, okay, this is just one, and I will have different. And another story would be about Chinese, this 塞翁失马焉知非福. That's about when one thing comes up, when you see it's good, it has some danger or bad comes with it. So when it's a
Katrina, if you don't mind me stopping you, I know we all just have this habit of saying good and bad and good and bad. Consider
comes together.
saying instead something I prefer. Something happened, I preferred. Okay, instead of good, something happened, I preferred. Instead of bad, something happened, I didn't prefer. Okay, it's like
Yes.
because even in the use of the word good and bad, we're putting a judgment there, you know.
Yeah. Judgment.
And it's we can use our language, but our language uses us. The words that you actually come out of your mouth affect you, you know. So if you said it was good or that was bad, that makes you feel bad and said, oh, that's something I didn't prefer. I was going for this instead. Isn't it interesting? Or something like it doesn't. It leaves an opening for growth, for learning, for being okay. You know. Whereas if you use these words, I mean, sure they can be used to be synonymous or like mean the same thing, but a lot of time they carry with it. Oh, good. I should be praised. Bad, I should be, they carry that blame, the praise, blame stuff, which depresses us, toxic. So, please go ahead, Katrina. I interrupted you.
Yes, I can just with what you've said. In China, the same. When we go to the consulting, to this shrink or something, one thing I've learned is they would call, we would like to say right or wrong, just people make people wrong. So this is more about you prefer or you like or dislike. This is a different way you see things.
Or use the word benefits and costs.
Yes, you do it as benefits and costs, which is more accurate, I would think. But people would say, I like this. You do something I don't like, then it means you're wrong. So when we can tell the difference with these, the way, then that also helps. I mean, even with yourself, you judge yourself, you just, judge in this the dimension. Okay, so much. So this really makes me thinking about this topic, which is very helpful. Yes.
Okay.
So thanks for sharing.
Thank you for Katrina. And I just wanted to thank you, Rocky, for including your children here with us. Hello again. Okay. So I think that's it for today. See you in a month, okay? And by the way, I'll probably have a Citrus Club before then, and you'll be getting a notice of that if you can join that. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye.